It was love at first sight. The first nanosecond glimpse of her through the glassy window was enough for my heart to beat rapidly and go out of sequence. Unexpectedly and instantly, my mind was absorbed by her sweet and airy fragrance, and my whole conscience was captivated by her mesmerizing, bright, and pastel apricot color that she was wearing. That color was announcing the spring is finally here in the city of Pasadena. The spring is finally here in my heart also. Her innocent smile looked like the thick and dark clouds opening up to receive the dazzling sunlight after the heavy summer rain. And her laughter sounded like the cheerful voices of heavenly angels singing with her in unspoiled and pure gladness. Since that very first moment, I couldn't stop thinking, imagining, meditating, pondering about her. I thought about her every 7 seconds. I couldn't stop dreaming under the stars and daydreaming under the sun of being with her physically together at the same place and at the same time. Walking down the Colorado Boulevard, seeing the neat and beautiful displays of the storefronts, entering into the store called Sur La Table to check out the latest cookware sets that were made in Switzerland, and dainty and dapper Italian cooking utensils. Saying that she'd love to cook for her future children someday. At that moment, I asked myself in my mind, will I be her children's daddy? Yes, I will. Or pedaling down on the San Gabriel river bike pathways, riding our custom-made, couples-only road bikes by Specialized brand. Eating our gels, bars, and goose, and watching the Californian cranes gliding down on the river together. Or hiking up the Eden Canyon to see waterfall. On our way to the waterfall, discovering the beauty and artistry of Mother Nature's handiworks, and singing and humming our love songs together, hand in hand, eye to eye, step by step, exchanging our glances, but the chances for us to be together were getting trances and many dances. I couldn't control myself. I couldn't control my mind. I couldn't control my heart. I couldn't control my thoughts and emotions. I just couldn't stop dreaming about her. I just needed to see her again. I was longing for a friendship, the friendship where I could be who I am, and genuine about my thoughts and feelings. I couldn't hold on to them just by myself anymore. The intimacy was what I was longing for. I went back to the same place where I first saw her for the first time. She was not there. I had no idea how to find her. It was hopeless, but I was hopeful. I went back to the same place next day, the next 6 days, the next week, the next 4 weeks, the next month, the next year. For 3 years, I was desperately but quietly searching for her. I even started journaling about my journey to find her. I was talking to my journaling book. I was talking to her. I was sharing about my days, my innermost thoughts and feelings in words, in scribbles, in pictures and symbols that represented my love for her. I dreamt of one day when I get to meet her again. This journaling book was for her. I really wanted to make myself known to her. I really wanted to reveal my heart to her. Hopefully, she'll accept. She'll understand. She'll see. On one fateful morning, everything seemed to be same as any other days. I had my usual dark roast Costa Rican coffee in the morning. I wore the same watch, had the same haircut, walked the same street. Just like the any other days, I had my unchanging hopes and was imagining about meeting her and confessing what I kept in my heart for 3 years. 1,096 days have passed by since that first unforgettable nanosecond moment. And it was 1,097th day. Without even considering for a second look, it was her. It was the girl who stole my heart, the girl who stole my mind, the girl who kept me isolated in my mental captivity for 3 years. Suddenly, everything stopped. The fast-moving traffic, the streams of pedestrians during the rush hour, the fluffy clouds in the air, even the sun stopped moving. It was just me and her. In this motionless mode, she was the only thing that was moving at that moment on this earth. I said, hello. She said, hello. It was the same smile and the same fragrance from 3 years and 2 days ago. I was speechless. I had to touch myself in order to find out whether I was dreaming or not. I wasn't dreaming. It was real. It was her. Finally, it was me who was standing in front of her. It was a dream coming true moment. I knew exactly what I was going to say to her, but suddenly this overwhelming and heavy feeling struck me and suffocated me. The 3 years and 2 days of desperate search was coming to an end, but I couldn't control myself. It was so strange. The emotions and thoughts I kept for 3 years in the layers of my heart were too much for me to handle at that moment. I started crying. I wept aloud. Everyone on the street heard my crying. I wanted to say, I finally found you. I finally found you. But my weeping was sweeping me away from her. She has no idea what I have gone through to find her. She has no idea how I came to this very spot over and over again. She has no clue who I am. Although I have sacrificed all my being to tell her how much I care about her, how much I loved her. But unfortunately, she may not know. She may not care. Maybe it was something that is not important to her. It's not something that interests her. Please, let me ask you, Ladies out there, guys out there, put yourself in my shoes for a second. Place your heart into my heart for a second. How would you feel if someone you love so dearly doesn't care about your heart? You may not know how fortunate you are to be loved by this person now, but someday, when you get to fully see and understand how much he or she loved you, you'll be dismayed, terrified to know what you have missed, what you have rejected, and what you have ignored. Nevertheless, the good news is that he or she might be waiting for you at that same spot where he or she first saw you 3 years ago, 5 years ago, or 10 years ago. You may not fully understand his or her heart, but I ask you, be patient and get to know him. Get to know her.